I think I've mentioned once or 1,000 times about that year I spent living in Italy and how much I adored it. Lots of things were brought back home with me, including the long-standing tradition of aperitivo hour.
Our next guest says taking a trip to your pantry is all you need to find inspiration for your next cocktail, for those of us who have not ever lived in Italy. So here with more is drink expert Evelyn Chick. Welcome back to the show.
Hello, great to be back, and what a lovely day to talk about aperitivo hour.
So Evelyn, a good cocktail delights me, so I can't wait to mix up drinks that you've created for us. I will say, I'm more or less like a straight up whiskey drinker. Besides a mimosa, I've never actually made a cocktail, so this will be my first time actually mixing a cocktail. So
oh my gosh. Evelyn, should we tell her that you don't put the top on the shaker? Just for fun?
Don't do that to me. Tell us a bit about aperitivo hour for those of us like me who don't really know, and what you're going to be sharing with us today.
So I also haven't lived in Italy, but I love the practice of aperitivo hour. So it is an hour that starts around usually 6 p.m. that's popularized by bars, restaurants, cafes in Europe. And to me, it's more of like a state of mind and a moment, time for sharing, time for sort of having lovely conversations over some spritzy, low ABV cocktails. So aperitivo actually means low ABV drinks that stimulates the palate before a meal. So these drinks are perfect and super easily made at home with just some pantry ingredients.
Oh my gosh, this is exciting. Now, aperitivo hour is all about the spritz. So that's where we're starting today. And tell us what you're highlighting and about this spritz, which you call a Firebird Spritz.
Ooh.
Yes, and the Firebird Spritz actually comes from obviously going to be the look and the coloration of this first cocktail. So it's a base spritz made with Martini Fiero with the addition of jam, which is your pantry staple for this cocktail. And the jam adds some delightful texture and complexity to the drink without too much sweetness. So we're going to start building this because we're going to make you work for this, but this is going to be the funnest time. So we're going to add 1.5 ounces of Martini Fiero in a shaker tin or a mason jar, whatever you got at home that has a lid is perfect. And I love using this aperitivo because it's got really nice notes of bitter orange, and it's 100% colored and flavored naturally with some really beautiful botanicals to it. And you can even smell it already. Beautiful, beautiful. So after that, we're going to add 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. And I feel like, AJ, you're already a pro, so I'm not worried for you at all. We're going to add 1/2 ounce of lemon juice in the same vessel. And then now, this is a lovely thing that you can pick. I have fig jam in front of me to bring out those really beautiful orange notes. So just a little teaspoon of it, just toss it in there as well. But if you have, some orange marmalade, some, blueberry jam or whatnot, you can use that as well.
That's such a great idea because I always have like 10 different jams in my fridge. And I don't actually ever use jam. So now I have a way to use it.
Are they all from Italy? Did you bring them back? Duty free?
Go on, continue.
All right. So it adds a really nice texture to the drink. Again, like we're going to break up the jam so it doesn't have clumps form in the end. So we're going to just shake the tin without ice.
Without ice. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Just to break up the jam a little bit. All right. And you can kind of hear it like swirling around, which is lovely. So just, 5 to 10 seconds. You're doing great. This is fantastic. For AJ's first time. Lovely, lovely. Yeah. Okay.
It's kind of a full upper body exercise. I didn't realize you had to really...
It's your workout of the day.
Lean into it. Okay.
Remember when I was making fun of AJ for having never made a cocktail?
Did you just
amateur hour over here?
You're transported to Italy. It's because you're on vacation already.
Okay, next up.
All right. Next up, we're going to add ice and then shake again. And we're going to toss all of the ingredients into a wine glass.
Okay. You said fill this with ice. Yeah, I'm back.
Big.
That was the gods of hubris getting even with me.
Perfect.
You haven't even had a taste of it yet. Yeah.
And you will, and it's going to be delicious. So we're going to add ice and shake vigorously for about 5 to 10 seconds again.
This is kind of getting a little...
All right. Okay, perfect. As long as it's a little bit chilled, it's perfect because you're going to add some effervescence to it to elongate the drink. So we're just going to dump the whole contents of your shaker tin or mason jar or whatever you got into a wine glass.
Gorgeous.
we're gonna spritz it up by topping it up with soda. Just a little splash is great.
Okay, guys, you're going too fast for this novice here. Hold on.
A spritz. You got this.
Okay.
Now you're gonna spritz it up.
Yeah, spritz
Okay,
it up.
okay.
Perfect. Okay, so that actually already smells so fantastic, but we're gonna garnish it with some figs, some fresh figs, just to bring up those flavors again, and a little bit of thyme. And I love that thyme has a sort of savory note to it. And again, it goes well with that bitter orange from the Martini Fiero. And we're just gonna plop it right in. All right.
And voila.
And voila, this is your first drink. This is the Firebird Spritz. Oh, it smells so good.
It's gorgeous.
I would love, cheers.
It's absolutely gorgeous. I got hair in my mouth.
Just so good. I love a Firebird. I was actually brought home from the hospital in a Trans Am Firebird. So there you go.
Little did we know.
Little did you know. Let's move on to our next cocktail. Tell us about the drink that we're going to be making next and why you chose sweeteners as the pantry staple for this.
All right, so we can add a lot of sweeteners to cocktails, but why not reach for something that is pretty much like in your backyard, an Ontario ice wine, and this is called the Breakfast and Bed Spritz because there's lots of very different beautiful fruit notes to it, and we're going to top it with actually rosé prosecco. So it kind of is like a twist on a French 75, but with more berry flavors. So we're going to jump right into it and add an ounce of a Cabernet Franc ice wine, which has really lovely berry notes. It's got some acidity to it as well. And then we're going to reach for a little bit of honey, which is in your honey pot there. And again, if you feel like using another sweetener, something like agave, which will give it a little bit more earthiness to it, or something like a maple syrup, that would work as well. Anything that goes with berries. And that's what I really love about this pantry item. So you probably have that. We're going to add just under half an ounce of the honey right into the glass with ice. And then a half an ounce of lemon again. Those citrus flavors will bring
am I
out
supposed to be doing this right into the glass?
Lovely. Yeah. Oh, right into the glass. She's so excited to use the shaker tin again.
I don't blame her.
Yeah.
And then what next?
Okay, we're just going to give it a quick stir again.
Okay.
And then this is going to be your favorite part. After a little quick stir, we're going to add some rosé prosecco just to top it all up. And that's your spritzing element of this. Ooh, it looks so nice.
Got it, Connie.
Oh my gosh.
He was getting nervous.
All right.
Gorgeous.
This looks great.
Okay,
and this is my favorite part. Yep, you can garnish it with berries if you want, or sippy sip because it's a breakfast in Bed Spritz. There you go.
Look
Cheers.
at that. Oh.
This is delightful. It's absolutely delightful. You're hitting it out of the park.
And named so well, Breakfast in Bed. Is
It's perfectly named.
It's perfect.
Evelyn, genius. Hey, listen, we're on to our final drink, and it's non-alcoholic and uses herbs as the pantry staple. We got a little less than 2 minutes to make this. How about 90 seconds? How do we do it, kiddo?
Oh, we got this. We're going to start with a seedlip non-alcoholic distillate. And what I love about non-alcoholic drinks, we're going to pour 1.5 ounces of that in the Collins glass, is that it gives it a really beautiful way to be inclusive of your guests or your friends who aren't imbibing. And what I love about this Grove 42 from Seedlip is that it's got notes of ginger, lemongrass. That's going to go well with 1/2 ounce of lime juice that you're going to throw in there.
Love.
Okay. Lime juice.
Got that.
I love that this is non-alcoholic too. I have so many friends who just end up having like a ginger ale, and so this is such a nice
It's a
alternative.
beautiful thing.
Absolutely. So we're going to add 1 ounce of pineapple cordial or pineapple juice, whatever kind of fruit juice you have. And then we're going to top it with a flavored tonic. So again, bringing out those lemongrass and ginger notes of Seedlip Grove 42.
Oh my gosh, it smells so good.
Since you've done the second one, the Breakfast in Bed Spritz, this one is very easy. The similar way of building it, just throw it all in the glass and give it a whirl.
Love.
Okay, great. And can you smell those beautiful herbal flavors already?
It's gorgeous.
It's so good. It smells
Perfect.
The aroma in here is beautiful.
And then finally, it's the herb time, right?
Yes, yes. And you can pick your own adventure. I picked some sage because I love that savory note that you can add into your drink, or you can use thyme, some rosemary, anything that would go really well with those flavors. And you just give it a little smack, plop it in.
Evelyn, you're just absolutely wonderful. We're going to try these right now, but thank you so much for taking me back to Italy.